Hello guys, and welcome back to Business Literacy online video session. So today we are looking at Module 9 Part 2. In our previous session we did look at simple interest. So business of today will be discussing and working on examples around compound interest. So just to get things started, we're just going to go through what are the concepts that we're going to touch on in today's episode. So today we are going to talk about compound interest, differences between compound and simple interest, future value and present value, and different compounding periods. So just to get started, we would like to find out exactly what is the difference between simple interest and compound interest, right? So in our previous sessions we learned that simple interest is calculated on the principal only, right? So interest is constant for the duration of the investment. Simple interest in each time period remains the same. So just to make sense or an understanding of what we're talking about, just to preview the previous video is going to show you how to calculate simple interest. So however, in comparison to compound interest, now interest is calculated on both the principal and the accumulated interest of prior periods or previous periods. Then compound interest increases each time after each time period and stuff. So most of these things, like, they're gonna make sense as we do examples. Then you're going to clearly see the differences between the two items there. So just to get started, so we want to find out how do we calculate compound interest. So here is our formula. FV standing for future value equals to present value, 1 plus interest times, here the number n is the number of periods. So FV, what is FV? FV is the amount or total value of the investment after a certain period, and the PV, which is the present value, is the principal that was originally invested. So if we look at simple interest, we did discuss that principal is the amount that you invest. So that's here under compound interest we talk of present value and future value, which is how much you have at the end of the investment. So yes, we do also have to have interest here, and also the number of periods, as in like how long we anticipate the investment period and stuff, right? So here we have an example just to get ourselves into the habit and also get to understand how to calculate compound interest. Remember guys, most of these examples, they are extracted from a textbook, so it's not some examples I am creating out of my head. So if you go through your textbook, you're going to see that you're going to come across similar examples like this one, which we're going to work out together here. So the key is that how do we calculate and stuff. So John invests 10,000 at 10% interest per year. What will the amount be after 3 years if the interest is compounded on annual basis? So always remember, when you're doing compound interest, please pay attention to the periods. We'll discuss that one a bit later. So we are being asked to calculate the future value, basically. That's how, what will the amount be after 3 years if the interest is compounded on annual basis. Okay, so how much is he investing today, right? He is investing 10,000, right? And how much is his interest? interest is 10%. Remember guys, I always say when I'm given such percentages, I always say 10 divided by 100, then I'll just get my 0.1. That's it's much more easier to work with these ones. Then the number of periods, how long is it going to be? Okay, that's for 3 years, right? That's for 3 years. So I'm just going to insert number simple there. I'm looking for 3 years, right? Okay, yes, 3 years. So now let's just go to our calculator and punch out these numbers, right? So I'm gonna go to a calculator online, right? So I'll be checking there with comparison with the calculator there. So 10,000, right? That's how much he is investing today. So open brackets, 1 plus 0.1, which is the 10%, right? And then to the power, okay, yes, to the power, it all depends with the calculator that you use, guys. Here I just pressed XY here, so just make sure you understand your calculator, that if you want to do to the power, so it is to the power of what? To the power of 3. Here I'm going to punch my 3 here. Okay, yes, right? So this is how it is in the calculator. The future value to 10,000, it is there, 1 plus 0.1 there. So I just punch in these figures and then let the calculator do the calculation for you, right? So that will be my answer there, 13,310. So guys, remember and follow. Make sure I understand the calculator. So the future value will be 13,310. 13,310. So that's how much you have at this disposal at the end of 3 years. So guys, make sure you understand the calculator and be able to punch in this formula. If you don't know, please feel free to ask, and we'll gladly show you how to use your calculator. So once you know how to punch in, then it shouldn't be much of a problem to calculate compound interest, right? And now let us move over to the next example. It's not difficult, but it's just a matter of doing a subject of formula. So here in this case, we are told that Jack wishes to invest a sum of money which will grow to 150,000 in 15 years. Okay, in 15 years time, how much should Jack invest today if the investment will earn an interest at what? Per annum, compounded annually again. So here is some difficult. We are told that it is going to grow to 150,000. So already we know that the future value here, right? So the future value is going to be 150,000, right? And then the present value is unknown. We are not told the present value, right? 1 plus, but we do know that interest is what? Is 10%, so 0.1, 10 over 100. Then the number of years, that's a period, that's 15 years, right? I'm just going to insert it there. Insert symbol, okay, I'm just going to need that and that, of course. Okay. Just need a one. Okay. It's 15. So now we want to calculate present value. So it's quite easy that if we want to calculate present value, we're going to divide both sides by what? By this amount, by this bracket here. So obviously this side, this way, they cancel out each other. Remember, just see, they're gonna cancel out each other. I'm just gonna copy this. Okay, It doesn't even copy. Okay. Divided here by that amount, so present value. Okay. So present value will be looking like something of this sort, right? So we want to punch out this scenario here in our calculator so that we can find the value of the present value, right? Now we're going to go to our calculator. Okay, just pay attention how we do this. Okay, I'm gonna go to my calculator, so I'm just going to do this. Okay, 150,000, right? 150,000 divided by, I'm gonna open my brackets, right? 1 plus 0.1, then I close the bracket, then to the power of 15, to the power of 15, so okay, the power of 1, 5, right? So equals to there, right? So I would assume that if you check an example in your book on page 282, I would assume that they rounded it off to the 0 decimal place. So either way, I'm sure you will be marked right. So here they got what, 35, 9, 10, or we can just use our answer that we got there in our calculator. 35, 909, 35, 909. That's what we got on our calculator here. So it's all going to depend whether they're going to ask you to the nearest 2 decimal place or 0 decimal place. It all depends on how they're going to ask you. But yes, this is how you calculate. So never be scared to try around your figures, and depending on whatever information they've given you, to find the missing item, whether it's interest or what, you just need to do to play around with the subject of formula, and we've covered it a lot in most of this concept. Then we come to another important section around compounding interest. We are discussing on the compounding period. So if you get a question that says that the investment is 10% compounded annually, that means you only generating interest, right? Interest is right once a year, right? So if they say it is compounded monthly, that means interest is 12 times a year, right? And what does it mean when he says quarterly? Quarterly is what? Is 4 months. So it's quarterly, it is 3 months. So it's 3 months. So it's every 3 months. Every 3 months we are getting our interest, and semi-annually is twice a year, or half. Right? So semi-annually means that. So basically your interest is going to combine twice a year. So try as many examples as you can around this, that you can work out an example where you are compounding monthly, you are compounding quarterly, you are compounding annually, so that you are familiar with the different compounding periods. Again, if you have any questions, guys, you are more than welcome to ask. If you have a question that you've encountered around this topic and you want us to assist you, guys, feel free. Our inbox is always open in the comment section as well. Please post your questions there and we'll greatly assist you. So we have come to an end of our module 9, compound interest and simple interest. I hope you guys enjoyed these episodes. Very simple and easy topics, so just do practice as much as you can. Until we meet again, keep well and stay safe. Thank you guys for watching.